did say that I wanted this to be a juicy video. People really want to know about the drugs I've done. I will answer this honestly. My body count is, see, like I still can't even like, because I'm so scared to like look stupid. Be like, why doesn't he love me? And I'm like, okay, you're crazy, that's why. I'm so excited. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bailey, and today I have decided it has been a while since we've caught up. It's been a little while since we've had a heart-to-heart, a little chit chat, and it's also been a while since I've done a mukbang on my YouTube channel. I've been craving Chick Fil A for probably about a week now, and I've been like resisting my urge, pushing it away. And I just feel like right now is a great time to just really indulge. So I went to Chick Fil A and I got a lot of food. So as usual, I asked you guys over on my spam Instagram account to ask me questions or make assumptions, just basically whatever you wanted me to talk about in this video. Let me give you a little haul. First of all, I got my Dr. Pepper, of course. Okay, first thing we got is a spicy chicken sandwich. We have an 8-count nugget meal, which I don't know why I usually pick the nuggets or the sandwich, but today I was feeling super extra fun and just I got my fries. I also got some mac and cheese. And then, oh, okay, of course. Why is Chick Fil A so stingy with their sauce recently? Like, I got Chick Fil A sweet and spicy sriracha and Polynesian, and I thought just because I had the sandwich and the nuggets and the fries that they would give me more than one each, but that's okay, we'll make do. Okay, well, if you want to take a thumbnail, and I think I'm gonna have to move my camera back a little bit, but just bear with me.
A few moments later.
I always forget to take thumbnails, and then it's like the end, all the food is gone, and then I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? I forgot my fork. I need to bust into this mac and cheese. I haven't had Chick Fil A mac and cheese. My kitchen is a mess right now. Here she is. She looks so delish, so delish. I kind of wish that you guys were closer to me so you could be more a part of this. I also, by the way, you're probably like, girl, what is this video? I forget that like new people find my channel and they don't know about the lore that, it's not even lore, but I love eating. Okay, that was so like pick me. I love making eating videos. I've always loved the idea of posting mukbangs, but I felt like low-key embarrassed and like people were gonna make fun of me, and you know what, people probably will, but I genuinely don't care anymore. Oh yeah, if you go back like years on my channel, you can find me like eating Taco Bell in my car while answering questions like I'm doing right now. Also my TikTok, I'm always doing mukbang videos, so this isn't new to me, but like if you just started watching my videos, you're probably like, what is this switch up? This is not like a productive day in my life. No, it's quite literally the opposite. I'm gonna sit here and eat until I physically can't move, and I'm going to expose myself online for thousands of people to see. I don't know why I do it to myself, but I think it's fun. Okay, before I eat all of this and forget to answer questions, I'm gonna pull up the spam account and I'm going to answer the first question. I'm also really gonna try to keep my responses short and sweet while still giving context, because I hate how much I speak. Like, actually shut up. Every single time I film videos like this, I end up cutting out so much because I refuse to shut up. I feel like that was the main reason I'm literally doing it right now. Like, why am I telling you backstory that doesn't need to be? It doesn't have to be here. It doesn't have to be here. But that's the main reason. If you guys don't know, I had a podcast. I still have a podcast, but I haven't uploaded an episode. Actually, I uploaded one episode since I moved in here in March. Things just got hectic, and once I get out of the habit and routine of doing something, I completely let it slip my mind and I forget about it. So sorry about that if you enjoyed the podcast. Hopefully one day I'm gonna be able to bring it back. I really want to, because going back to where this whole thing started, I started my podcast because of this exact reason. Like, I talk too much. Like, I'm always just like speaking way more than needs to be said, especially in like a YouTube video when people like don't have attention spans anymore. Nobody wants to hear me talk that long. So I started the podcast so that if there were people, they could listen to that. Why am I gonna throw up already? This is the question box that I posted. I said, ask me questions / make assumptions for upcoming YouTube vid. I didn't want to just say questions or just assumptions because I thought it would be more fun if we did both. Okay, this is a really good one. It's more of an assumption versus a question, but it says, you are realizing you regret not going to college after seeing all of your friends there. So this is actually something that I would love to talk about because I feel so many different things. Like, this is definitely a tricky part of navigating my life recently. I feel like it was trickier last year, and I kind of went into like a little bit of a spiral once all my friends left for college and I was here. I still have friends that live here. At the time, I wasn't super close with any of the ones that were staying here, so that was kind of a whole different struggle. Let me open these sauces really quick. All right, I got my setup and I'm ready to continue speaking. So although I still had friends here last year, it just was like a very big shock, and my core group of girls and honestly guys, everybody left for the most part. So obviously seeing the friends that I miss so much go out and like post with their new friends, post in their dorms, like just having an amazing time, it definitely made me have some second thoughts. There's definitely ebbs and flows. Like I wouldn't change the decision that I made, if that's what you're asking. Like I don't wish that I was in school right now, because ultimately I could have decided to go to school this year if I really thought that last year was that hard on me and like I needed to be in school. I just feel like with any big decision in your life, you're gonna have doubts and you're gonna wonder what it would be like if you made the opposite decision. And I just feel like we can't get so hung up on like what could have been. Like maybe I would be having like the time of my life. Like, I probably would be. I probably would have so many fun friends. I probably would be doing so many things, going out to bars. I just don't think I would genuinely be super happy doing that consistently though. I'll go and visit my friends at school and I'll have the time of my life, and I honestly have started becoming friends with these new people that my friends have become friends with, and I have made new friends just by, you know, going and visiting my friends. I just use the word friends way too many times in one sentence. But believe me when I say, after a weekend of being with my friends and visiting and doing the whole college experience thing, I am so drained, and I genuinely walk away from it every single weekend being like, I am so happy that is not my life. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, it's great. I love those people. I love the things that they do. And although my life here is kind of boring and maybe not the most eventful, I truly feel content, and there's obviously things that I want to do that I haven't done, but like for the most part I'm happy. And I don't know, like I really just am in a great position that I can go and do whatever I want. Sorry that was all over the place. I feel like my answer's all over the place because the way that I genuinely feel about it is all over the place. But to answer in short, there's been times when doubt has slipped into my mind about not going to college, but at the end of the day, I don't regret the decision of not going to college. Damn, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, shut the up. Somebody assumes that I have tried heavy drugs. Okay, I really kind of want to sit down and talk to you about what gives you that impression, because I don't know that I love that I'm exuding heavy drug type behavior, but I will tell you I've never done heavy drugs of any kind. People really want to know about the drugs I've done. Okay, a lot of people are asking about my boyfriend Leo and like how we've been, how things are going, and then also people are asking about like engagement and getting married, and that is stressing me out. No, I feel like I haven't talked about this much because I have always said that since me and Leo have been together since we were so young, like I never wanted to be that couple that like swore they were gonna get married when they were like, say you're like 15 years old and you're like, this is my husband, like this is who I'm gonna marry, because truthfully that's usually not the case at all. So I would see girls around me be like, bro, like I want to marry this man, like I want to have his kids, and it's like, bro, you're 16, chill the out, because that's not happening. So I just was very self-aware. I feel like from like the beginning of our relationship, even before our relationship, I was like, I don't want to first of all put anything into the universe that's just like jinxing it. Like I don't want to just like plan a future together when we're so young. Like that's stupid in my opinion. So for the last, you know, almost 4 years, we've just been living every single day, loving each other, having a great time, taking it day by day, because that's the only thing you should be doing when you're this young. But I would say after 4 years, I hope see, like I still can't even like, because I'm so scared to like look stupid. Like at this point in time, I plan on marrying him in the future. So everything's great. I love him. I'm literally looking at flowers he brought me last night, and they are the most gorgeous flowers I've seen in a fat minute. They're so pretty, and my vase is like too big for them, but I still think they look really good. But he's just so sweet, and I love him, and I feel like I can be like the truest form of myself around him, which sounds so cringy, and I can't actually believe I just said that while staring at all of his Chick Fil A with mac and cheese in my hand, talking to all of you guys through a camera. But truthfully, I don't think I've ever felt so comfortable around anybody in my entire life, and that even goes for like some of my girlfriends. Like I don't even think there's just like a different dynamic. Obviously, like I'm not dating my friends. I just feel like we have a super solid relationship, and we both love each other so much, and there's never been any significant issues whatsoever. I don't know, like I love him. Okay, my sandwich is so soggy. It's been sitting in here for so long. That is the one downside about these videos. All the food gets cold and soggy before I can even enjoy it. Okay, next question. I'm gonna pick ones that are able to have short answers. So this one says, you want kids. So another assumption, I definitely do want kids. I feel like this, again, like so far down the road, like I still feel like a little baby child. And when I see people having kids, like there's people in my grade having kids, there's people in the grade above me having kids, and although it's probably not planned, they're like doing it, and they're mothers and they're fathers, and I'm like, how the hell is that even a thing that's possible? So I do want kids, just obviously not anytime soon. The last time I got a chicken sandwich, it had like this skinniest piece of chicken on it. It made me so sad. This one is a little bit thicker. They put the pickles on the wrong side. I assume you've taken Plan B multiple times. See, this is another one where I'm like, what gives you that impression? I did say that I wanted this to be a juicy video. Like I said that on the story post. So I will answer this honestly, openly and honestly. No, I've actually genuinely never taken one. I feel like most people have, which is kind of crazy. I don't know, maybe that's something crazy to say most people have. Like most of my friends that participate have, you know what I mean? My body count is 1. Someone says you don't like England. I've only ever been to London when I was visiting England, and I really liked London, honestly. Like, I've heard mixed opinions from Americans that travel to London. I personally thought it was a great place. I had a ton of fun there, and like I just loved the entire vibe of London. However, that is like a huge metropolitan city, so I would actually love to see like the countryside, or like, you know, the places that aren't just London. I'm looking getting full. Someone asked, do I get super emotional as soon as I get my period? And the answer to that is 100% yes. I actually start getting emotional like a few days before my period starts. Like, without a doubt, I will cry on the same exact day every single month. It's just like, I think my hormones just like fluctuating real quick and getting ready for my period.
A few minutes later.
Okay, sorry guys, I had a little bit of a dead camera situation. I had to switch out the battery. I just got a new vlog camera though that has a way better battery life, and I'm hoping that this right here is the end of me ever having to deal with a dead camera in the middle of filming a video. Anyways, the next question, why do boys talk bad about you after they played you? And to that I will say, the world may never know. I don't know, I think any guy that talks bad about a girl without any reasoning behind it, like obviously if a girl does you wrong, then you have a right to talk bad about her. Not that you should, but you have the right to, in my opinion. But the guys that just are talking bad about girls for no reason whatsoever, like that is just a terrible person. That's just a terrible guy. I will say though, I feel like there's certain circumstances where guys truly are just so lost in their own mind. Like they're just so, I don't know, just they have no idea what's going on, and they have no, I guess, idea that they're even playing you. And that's not to like write it off like it's okay, because you shouldn't be putting up with that. Like if you genuinely have feelings and whatever, like I could get into so much with this. I definitely have a podcast episode on this, although I'm not uploading regularly anymore. You can go back and you can get some good advice from all of those, like, you know, what's it called? I don't know, all of my old podcast episodes. Any guy that's talking bad about you, unless you did something really actually wrong to him, is just a guy. And I don't know what to tell you. There's just so many guys. There's a lot of girls, but there's just so many guys. Every single day of my life, I hear a news story about a shitty guy, and I'm just so sick of it. Whether it's on social media or whether it's from a friend, I am just constantly hearing about how terrible these guys are. And again, this is not just about the guys. I know that like 99% of my audience is female, but if you're a guy listening to this and you're like, oh my god, like I'm not a bad guy, make sure you're actually not a bad guy. But I will say, yes, like girls are also the problem. Girls are not innocent in this at all. I will see some of you girls acting absolutely insane, and then be like, why doesn't he love me? And I'm like, okay, you're crazy. That's why. I don't think it's just a guy issue. I truly think it's an empathy issue. I feel like it can go both ways. Like girls definitely do the same thing, but I think that in most cases guys tend to be less empathetic than girls. I just feel like with girls, this might be like a huge stereotype that like people aren't okay with me saying, but truthfully I don't give a shit. I feel like it's a known fact that girls are more emotional, right? Like that's something that the guys are always throwing at us, like, oh my god, girls are so emotional, whatever. But truthfully, girls are a lot more emotional, and I feel like more often than not, girls kind of exude this like nurturing, caring, empathetic attitude. And again, it's not every single girl, and guys can be like that too. But I just feel like a lot of guys, especially guys in like their teens and their 20s, they just have no sense of empathy, and they just don't understand. They just don't see what they're doing is probably not the nicest thing, or like isn't the best thing that they could be doing, or they can see it and they don't care because they don't have that empathy. Someone asked something I hate about living alone. I honestly like can't really think of much. The one thing that came to mind though is the fact that I have to feed myself, otherwise I will die. It seems like an easy task, and I always thought like when I was living at home I was really independent. Like most of the meals that I was eating, I was like, you know, preparing myself or putting together myself, but at the end of the day I still was at at somebody's house, one of my parents, that was doing the grocery shopping that had food in the house no matter what. If I was ever hungry, there was something that I could find that my mom or my dad bought for the house. Now, that's not so much the case, because if I don't go to the store and buy things, or if I don't cook a meal, if I don't do any meal prep for the week, I have nothing to eat and I have to just figure it out. And honestly, eating 3 meals a day and doing it all for yourself is incredibly challenging. And I feel like we shouldn't have to eat as much as we do to stay alive. It's honestly quite inconvenient and I'm sick of it. I've been loving cooking, and like, don't get me wrong, like my fridge stays stacked, but it's just like having to cook for yourself every single day is definitely the thing that I hate the most about living alone. Somebody made an assumption that I don't want to film anymore. I assume she's talking about YouTube videos, and I will say yes and no. I still want to film and I still love YouTube, and I never ever want to stop doing YouTube, even though my channel is like low-key falling off and dying. Like, I have no intention on stopping. Like, I still love, like, this is so fun. However, I will say, like, I am a little lost on like what I'm supposed to be filming, and this has been a constant struggle for the last couple of years, honestly, so long. Like, I never know what videos people want to see. I never know what's gonna do well. I never know, I just never know what to film. In that sense, it gets tricky, because although I want to keep filming and I want to film, I don't really know what to film. So it'd be really greatly appreciated if you guys can keep getting me video ideas, and like, let me know what YouTubers you guys are watching, what you're watching, who you're watching, what you want to see me do. Like, that would be really helpful. Somebody asked if I've gotten lip filler or have I thought about getting it, and thoughts on it. I have never gotten lip filler. I've definitely thought about it. I don't think I necessarily have like super tiny lips, but I definitely have small lips, and I see these girls with like beautiful, luscious lip filler lips, and I'm like, damn, like that would be probably kind of nice. However, I've never like actually thought about it. Like, I've never been like, okay, I'm gonna like find a doctor to do this. I have thought a little bit deeper about getting a lip flip though, not as far as like going to find somebody to do it or anything, but just like doing some research on it, whatever. I don't know. I feel like I would maybe get a lip flip. I have no issue with it. I think that if you do it in a way that's not over the top, I think that it looks really beautiful. If you want me to actually be like wholeheartedly honest with you right now though, I think that a lot of these girls don't look good. I think that their lips look like shit. I would never say that to somebody, and I would never, like, if you see, this is the thing, like, I would never see a girl in a bar or something and be with my friends and be like, bro, look at her fat ass lips. Like, I would never say that, because it's like, it doesn't affect me. I don't care. But like, my personal opinion, I think that a lot of these girls are going over the top to a point where it just like doesn't even look good anymore. But if that's the look that they like, and like that's what they with, then like, I'm not gonna be one to be like, ew, like that's disgusting. Like, I would probably prefer, if I were to do it, I would prefer like the more natural route, just like a tiny little bit. So those are my thoughts on it. I think that it's great if you want it, and I think do whatever the fuck you want to do that's gonna make you happy and confident. And I don't know, just don't overthink anything. Like, I don't like to just be like, okay, if you have an insecurity, like go get surgery and fix it, and like don't actually address the root problem of why you hate yourself. But I think in this world where like I have a deviated septum, my nose leans to the left, leans to the right. Wait. Yeah, it leans this way. I have trouble breathing. I have an asymmetrical face because my nose is like that. Like, I want a nose job, and I'm going to get a nose job someday. And I know some people may be like, oh, but you're beautiful just the way you are and whatever. And it's like, yeah, I think that I'm beautiful and I love myself how I am. But I also know that every single time I look at a picture of myself, the only thing that I'm looking at is my nose. And I hate that that's the way that I view myself. Like, literally, when I'm editing this video right now, hi Bailey, editing this, how's your nose look? Because the entire time I'm editing, I'm staring directly at my nose. Like, I'm not even paying attention to anything else. I'm like, damn, and you guys probably can't even notice it. And that's the crazy thing about insecurities. Like, other people can't even see the things that you're most insecure about, and it goes so deep, and it's just like, But I think if you don't like something about yourself and you have the opportunity to change it, and you think that it's gonna make you happy and more confident and live a better life, then do it. And if you don't agree with that, then don't do it. It's just like, why are we, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to air fry this tomorrow for lunch. Someone said, what's the worst thing you've ever hid from your parents, and how long did you hide it for? Honestly, I can almost guarantee there are things that I've done that my parents still have no idea about, and I hope that they truthfully never find out. And if they do find out, I don't know, it's not even like a thing that like they're gonna be mad anymore, because it's like been so long and like I'm growing up, but it's more of like, I'm embarrassed of some of the shit that I was doing when I should not have been doing it. I'm not even gonna get into it. Was it easy renting an apartment straight out of high school? In quotations, I plan on doing this. That's super exciting. Honestly, it's not easy at all. It's definitely like a huge change, and you wouldn't even believe, like I knew that obviously there is so many responsibilities that come with living alone, and like things that you have to pay that you never even knew you, like I have to pay bills that I didn't even know existed before I moved out. And it was like that first month rolled around and I was like setting up all of these accounts for like utilities and parking, and I'm like, I didn't even know that these were things before this, and I just had to figure it all out. So it's definitely challenging, and it's a lot more responsibility. Like there's just like more things that I have to do on like a weekly basis, a monthly basis. Like there is just more responsibility there. So it's not easy by any means. Also, being able to afford to live on your own is also not easy, especially in today's economy. Like I know so many people are struggling to pay rent and struggling to find places to live. Sorry, this chair is so squeaky. Oh, I think I need to tighten something. It usually doesn't sound like that. I've been eating a little bit too much Chick Fil A. I think I'm breaking my screws down. Anyways, I don't think it's easy. However, I do think if you can do it in a way that doesn't completely ruin your mental state, like in terms of being able to afford it, like you really have to make sure you have enough money. And in this economy, like I said, it is not easy. It obviously depends where you're trying to live and like what city you live in and all of that. Like there's so many layers to it. But I would say the last thing you want to do is like move out because you think that that's going to be the best thing for you, and then end up literally like scratching by to be able to afford it and be able to manage it. So I think just be really smart about the decision and like make sure you're not getting in over your head. But if you can, you know, get through that without it being the most stressful thing in the entire world, I would say it's 100% worth it. I love it, and I think I go back and forth because sometimes I still wish that I was living at home because, you know, I love my parents so much, and I genuinely feel kind of bad sometimes that I don't spend as much time as I, you know, think that I should with them. And obviously if I was living at home, it would be a lot easier to spend time with them because I would be spending every single day with them. So part of me feels guilty because it's like my parents are kind of on the older side of parents for kids my age, if that makes sense. Like my mom had me when she was 39, which is kind of really old. So yeah, I see my parents getting older, and I have always, ever since I was a literal child, I have had this like existential fear, not existential, like irrational, no, not irrational. I don't know, like what is it when it's just like an overwhelming amount of fear and anxiety about a specific thing that like shouldn't even be there, but like it is there. Whatever the word for that is, I've always had that about like my parents being old and that's so morbid and horrible to say. I think about, this is so horrible. Oh my God. I hope that this is like maybe a common thing. Not that I think about my parents like all the time, but it's just like, you know, it's really sad watching your parents get older. Part of me is like, maybe I should just be living at home still and like being able to enjoy this time with my parents while I'm still young and able to, but I don't know. I love living at home. That got really dark and now I kind of want to cry. I hope can somebody comment and tell me that they relate to whatever I just said, because if nobody makes a comment about it, I'm gonna feel like a freak. What's your food guilty pleasure? I love you so much, by the way, big sis. I love you too. I have a couple. Chick Fil A has always been like a comfort food, like a guilty pleasure, something I crave and I probably eat more than I should. I would say that's it for fast food. Like this is a problem. This is an addiction. This is guilty. Okay, this is a guilty pleasure. However, one that's even more guilty of a pleasure is samyang buldak carbonara ramen. You guys have probably seen it on TikTok. I've made TikToks about it. It's basically a cheesy, spicy, creamy ramen. If I have it in my house, I have no other choice but to eat it. I have had to have so much self-control in not buying it, because if I have it in my house, I will eat it and I will not stop eating it until I have no more in my house, and then I'll go and I'll buy more. I feel like my boyfriend and my brother are really the only ones that knew how big of a problem this was. Like I deadass was addicted to this ramen, and I don't even think it's because it tastes that good. I genuinely think there's chemicals in it, because I would eat it and I would feel high afterwards. Like not actually high, but I would just feel like this feeling that like food normally doesn't give you. And I think maybe it's because it was so spicy that like that can sometimes give you like a head rush. But I genuinely felt like endorphins were being released when I was eating this ramen, and it was addicting. I would literally literally eat a bowl of it and get like sick of it. I'd be like, this is honestly not that good anymore. Like it's kind of gross. But then the very next day I would wake up and I would be craving it in the morning. Like I was having withdrawals. Like I was itching for bulldog ramen. I think it's amazing. I love it. I haven't had it in honestly a really long time for me. Like I was eating it multiple times a week and now I haven't had it in at least a month, maybe more than a month. I think more than a month, maybe 2 months. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody's gonna go on my TikTok right now and find like a mukbang from like a month ago and they're gonna be like, girl. But yeah, that was my biggest guilty pleasure of food ever. Like that was something I was genuinely addicted to. Oh, another thing, hot fries and hot Cheetos. That's another guilty pleasure. Okay, I'm gonna do one more question because I feel like I've been talking a long time and also my neck is so sore. I'm looking over it and my yoga mat is laying on my living room floor from this morning and I really want to do like a nice like back and neck yoga stretching session. Actually, I'm gonna do 2 more because this one's super easy to answer and I want you guys to know the tea. Someone said, how do you get your lashes so long? I used to not have long lashes at all. I used to have like super mid eyelashes and then I got lash extensions and then they were like super mid. And then probably within the last 6 months, maybe a little longer, I've been using the Babe Lash lash serum and my eyelashes have grown tremendously. So Babe Lash is how I got my eyelashes longer, but there is negative side effects, so make sure you're aware of those. And if negative things start happening, stop using it. Like don't keep using it. I see a lot of girls do that and then they're like, why is my eyelid permanently purple and red? And I'm like, girl, because you started having these effects and you keep using your lash serum. Anyways, just educate yourself because there is some things that can be irritating. Thank you guys so much for asking all these questions. I actually appreciate it so much. Someone said you want to get your nails done. This is another assumption. I have not had my nails done since summer started. I made a pact with myself that I wasn't gonna get them all of June, all of July, and all of August. And now September's actually almost over and I still haven't gotten my nails done. However, I think I am going to make myself an appointment either tomorrow or the next day because I'm going to a Fred Again concert this weekend with my friends. And I wanna feel cute and I wanna look cute and I just don't feel fully put together without my nails done. So I really want to get my nails done. Okay, a lot of people are asking just like genuinely how am I doing, if I'm actually happy. Somebody assumed that I actually am very unhappy with my life and that's kind of insane. How am I doing? I feel like I'm doing really well right now. I think that I have a lot going on and I don't know, like I have a lot on my plate, not in a bad way. It is like a little stressful at times. Like I definitely am juggling too much currently. Like I need to get a few things off my to-do list before I can add more and I just keep adding more. But I would say in general, I feel really happy right now. I think, you know, sometimes my life does get a little bit lonely like I was talking about earlier with like my friends being at school and stuff. But I think at the end of the day, I feel super content and I honestly feel super at peace with the way that I'm living my life right now. I do sometimes find that I find myself that I'm not doing well. Not doing well with speaking. I'm doing okay with life. That's what I'm trying to talk about, but I seem to not be able to do that. I don't know. I feel very content. I feel like sometimes I get a little bit too content and there's definitely more things that I want to be doing, but I'm just not doing them because I feel very at peace how I am and like what I'm doing. That's not good because you don't want to be actually completely content because, I mean, I'm not completely content at all. Like there is so many things that are like constantly flying through my mind. I'm worried about the future. I'm worried about the past. I'm worried about everything at every single moment and I could talk to you guys for so long. Honestly, I need to bring the podcast back. I got a lot of questions about that too. Like, where's the podcast? Bring it back. I've been talking. This is gonna be like a long ass YouTube video. I already know. It's also gonna take me a long ass time to edit. So I should get started with that. I don't know. I don't want to keep rambling on and also like I'm not kidding. My neck is so sore. I've been talking about needing to go to the chiropractor for so long and I still haven't gone. And I am in pain, like excruciating pain every single day. My back and my neck are so f***ed up. I would say though that I am happy and I would say that I am at peace and I would say that I wouldn't necessarily change any. Obviously there's things that we all want to change, but there's nothing huge in my life that I wish that I could change. Like there's nothing that's really affecting me that I wish that I could like, you know, remove. I'm happy and I'm doing well and there's nothing crazy going on that's like horrible. There is some horrible things, but not like crazy horrible. Anyways, I have some leftovers that I get to air fry tomorrow. That'll be fun. All right, that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're one of the people that continually like pull up to my YouTube channel and watch my videos every week, you are seriously like, I love you. Okay, I love you so much. Because I feel like YouTube has really taken a nosedive. I've been saying that for a while, but now recently I'm like looking at other people's channels too, and I'm like, damn, like nobody is watching YouTube anymore. So I appreciate you so much if you're still watching my videos and still supporting me and enjoying my content. It was super fun catching up with you, and it was super fun answering all of these different questions and assumptions about me. Please feel free to have open communication and dialogue in the comments. Since this is more of like a personal video where I was talking about personal things, I'll definitely be commenting back to people. If you related to anything or if anything stood out, like say it in the comments. Maybe we can all kind of have like a conversation together in the comments. I think that would be kind of fun. I don't know, just whatever thoughts and opinions or feelings that you felt throughout this, leave them down below and we can all just be friends and talk about our feelings and things that we're going through. I love you, and I will see you next Sunday. Hopefully with my new camera, but maybe not because, did I even explain that? Yes, I did explain that I got a new camera. I have to get a new memory card though, because it shoots in like 4K super fast. It's supposedly pretty good, but my memory card that I currently have isn't fast enough. It doesn't process fast enough for that camera. So I had to order a new one, and it's not gonna be here like a couple days, and I need to film another video like for next week. So I don't know, new camera coming soon. Hopefully it's good, but with or without the new camera, I'll see you next week.